and gentlemen, we are joined by Mr. Nitin Navneet, Vice President Marketing Business Transformation, CE and N Network FedEx. Let's welcome by joining our hands together. May I please invite Mr. Nitin Navneet, Vice President Marketing Business Transformation, CE and N Network. Very pleased to have you here with us, sir. And to moderate this fireside conversation, let me please invite on the stage by joining our hands together, Mr. Davinder Sandhu. Let's welcome Mr. Davinder Sandhu, Chairperson and Managing Director, Primus Partner. Very, very warm welcome, sir. We are very, very glad that you are here with us to moderating the fireside conversation. This discussion will examine how logistic leaders are integrating digital tracking, sustainability metrics, and operational agility into the network. It will reflect on how global trade can remain responsible and resilient amidst disruption. I'll request you to please take the session forward.
Thanks for the introduction. And thanks all for being here. I think it's a very interesting time for us to discuss this as well. So we were just having a discussion, Nitin and I, and what we realized the last 2 to 3 years have been, I think, far more exciting than what you've seen over the past 2 decades. You started with COVID, then we moved on to a war-like situation at multiple locations globally. Add to that the tariff situation which has come. So it's been, I guess, the last 2 to 3 years have been a challenge and an opportunity, both which has led to new structures coming in place and new supply chains being created. So I think Nitin would love to understand what's been your experience over the last 3 years, knowing that you keep traveling around. So how many more countries you had to travel?
Yeah. No, thanks for asking me this question, and thanks for having me here. I will not go as far as Silk Route back then from a history standpoint, but I would definitely like to talk about the global trends that have evolved in the last 20-25 years. And if you were to see, companies were moving to countries where there was resources in abundance. Then companies started to move to one single country where there was skill set available and there was a huge cost arbitrage. But 5 years back when COVID hit, companies realized that there was over-reliance on one single country for managing their production and manufacturing. And this was a wake-up call for most of the companies to say there is a need for diversification. And that diversification need accelerated with advent of multiple wars that we have seen across the globe, plus the tariff war that we are seeing at this point in time, where companies are made to rethink in terms of where do they need to put their logistics, where do they need to put their manufacturing and production. So this is what we are seeing at this point in time. With us being available in 220 countries, having more than 700 plus aircrafts, moving more than 17 million packages a day, we generate more than 2 petabytes of data. And this data is something that helps us uncover these global trends that we are able to see in the market today. With the help of digital twin that we have created of our physical network, we have been able to navigate the entire new trends that are evolving. We've been able to navigate through the uncertainties that have been there, help our customers in order to drive for opportunities in these uncertainties. This is what this entire market is going to bring. So global trends will continue. We have seen it in the last 500 years, 600 years, and as recent as now. We will continue to see automation. We will continue to see AI, all these coming in, which will disrupt this market.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Nitin. Thanks for that. So as you said, as Primus also, what we've realized is one of the areas that's kind of impacting the entire supply chain and which is in a way has helped in this VUCA world, as they call it, is the fact that there's technology which is helping you get data in real time and also take decisions in real time. So would be nice to understand how FedEx is using these technologies, specifically including AI, and how that's moving for you.
So for us at FedEx, meaning innovation and AI has been a part of our DNA. Today, each and every company is talking about AI. Each and every company is talking about data. For us, back in 2020 is when we created a different operating company called FedEx DataWorks. The whole premise of this company was to harness the data that we are generating on a day-to-day basis. So I talked about the 2 petabytes of data that we generate. Today, FedEx DataWorks harnesses this data in order for us to use it internally as well as externally. Now, I'll give you a bit of a context here in terms of what do I mean by external and internal. The same data is today being used in order for us to optimize our network. We were following only a hub and spoke. Today, we are doing hub and spoke plus point-to-point from an air network standpoint. From a last mile optimization perspective, we know which routes to be taken, which route is the most optimal route that is there based again on the data. Predictability of the things, of the events that could impact the reliability of delivering a shipment is known pretty much in advance, which helps us to take certain actions well in advance in order to mitigate those kinds of events to occur or events to happen. These are some examples which are today I'm sharing, which are more internal. Externally, we have launched various tools and applications to support our customers to drive their costs down, to improve their productivity and efficiency. Sustainability has been in the top radar for most of the companies. We have recently launched another application called FedEx Sustainability Index, which provides customers at a package level the kind of carbon footprints that they have had by delivering a package from point A to point B. It not only does that, but it also provides how can I optimize, how can I reduce my carbon footprint going forward? And are there ways in future by virtue of which I could offset those carbon footprints which I am having as a part of this network? So the use of AI is tremendous, and that's what we have been able to harness in the last 4 to 5 years since the time we started this journey.
Great, thanks, Nitin. And as you said, one of the important things when we were doing our research as well with the customers is around 2 areas. One is how do I optimize my costs? And second, how do I reduce my carbon footprint, specifically given that logistics plays a role in most of these companies when they are looking at their supply chain. So would be good to get a few more inputs on how FedEx has helped a lot of players in that space.
Yeah, so there are 2 aspects of when it comes about sustainability or carbon footprints. So one is more infrastructure driven. So if you were to see today, most of the last mile vehicles that FedEx owns are all being electrolyzed, meaning all these are being converted into EVs. The offices are being certified as LEED Gold standards. So we are moving towards into that direction of converting our infrastructure, our physical infrastructure into that. From a network standpoint, all our aircrafts are being modernized, meaning we have more than 700 plus aircrafts globally. We are all moving towards modernized new aircrafts, which are much more fuel efficient. These are all Boeing 767s, 777s, which are there. We've introduced SAF, which is the Sustainable Aviation Fuel Turbine. This is again a step towards driving sustainability. The third aspect which is there is to use data in order to drive sustainability, and this is how do I move my package most optimally in order to meet the transit commitment that we have for the customer, plus have the least carbon footprints from a last mile perspective or from a middle mile perspective where these are being taken on the aircraft. The fourth aspect is how do I make my customers aware in terms of what kind of carbon footprints are they having, so that it not only helps them meet their targets, but it also helps them reduce their carbon footprints by better demand planning and by better planning of their logistics. So these are certain ways in which we are helping customers internally as well as externally to drive sustainability.
That's great, Nitin. That's great. That gives us a perspective of how things are evolving right now. But something probably, if you were to look like 4 to 5 years down the line now, given the kind of adoption that's happening from self-driving cars to use of drones for delivery to autonomous vehicles coming in, how do you see the future of logistics changing, including self-driven ships? That
Yeah, it's a great question. So generally when questions are asked like 4 to 5 years, I honestly would say we should start looking at 2 to 3 years kind of a horizon. 4 to 5 years is too far off. So there are a couple of things, meaning global trends will continue to change with the tariff situation being there, countries getting into bilaterals, countries getting into free trade agreements. We will continue to see supply chain disruptions. We will continue to see autonomous vehicles, automation, digitization happening across the world. We would continue to see AI coming and driving efficiencies. So these are certain things which are given, which we will start seeing in the market. It's about how ready the companies are today in order to be agile and be able to adapt to this, not only for themselves, but also for their customers. And this is where meaning I could very proudly say that FedEx made that entire investment 5 years back in harnessing the data through FedEx Data Works, which today is helping us across all these streams in some way or the other. Not only this, we are also partnering with a lot of startups in India under the FedEx Innovation Lab. Plus, we have association with 2 of the major IITs, IIT Mumbai as well as IIT Chennai, which is helping us in terms of running multiple projects around this. Meaning, in fact, we are, as we speak, will be doing live testing of a drone delivery back in Bangalore in order to see its implementation from an India standpoint. So these are some opportunities that we do see, and we need to continually invent ourselves in order to be ahead of the game and ahead of the market in terms of what the market brings in.
Thanks, Nitin. Thanks a lot for that insightful chat. What we can take from all the discussions we've done is that while there are changes that are happening and we expect a few more disruptions to be coming in basis how the world's changing, be it tariff, be it the new technologies that are coming up, or even the requirement to have a sustainable solution. I think companies are adopting and coming up with new solutions, as you said, and also looking at the larger ecosystem, looking at both startups and looking at other customers to help out in creating a new value chain. So great, and thanks for all the insights.
Thank you so
all.
much.